Inside the brand new Ford Expedition with me, and as you do that, you immediately are greeted with a beautiful leather interior, and you take note right away of just how roomy this vehicle is inside. I love this color spec that whoever bought this chose here. Black on the outside and this nice rich kind of dark red on the interior. Really suits it. We are going to skip straight to the good stuff. Sport mode, traction control off, and go. Things I don't really like: excessive wind noise, excessive road noise. It rides like a truck. We can't get over that. It rides like a truck, even though it kind of is. It's a big SUV. And maybe riding like a truck should be expected because it's an almost 5,000 pound SUV. It's got a big twin turbo V6 that makes 380 horsepower. But this is kind of luxury almost in its own right. The next step after this, you're going to be into a Lincoln Navigator. Cadillac Escalade would also be direct competition. GMC Yukon, you get where I'm going with that. And I've driven in a lot of those, and I feel like this is the bumpiest one of the bunch. Now, that might just be my opinion. Also, I don't find the seats very comfortable, and it's been a long time since I drove a newer vehicle where I felt like that. So that's also a problem. Now I feel like I'm a very typical automotive enthusiast. So, the bumpy ride, the not so great seats, I could get over that because the straight line speed makes up for it. And then some. And that's good enough for me. And I'm not going to complain too much because realistically, this is a pretty awesome SUV. This thing knocks down great miles per gallon. Gas mileage is there. You can bring 7 people in this thing, no problem, with all kinds of room to spare. And this isn't even like the Max. This is the regular wheelbase edition. So there's all kinds of room to make things even bigger if you need it. But it's nice and small. It's it's tighter for parking, and I appreciate that. The ventilated seats, those are top notch on this thing. And you know what? The Ford vehicles that I've been in, whether it's, this, newer Mustangs, the F-150s, even the little Maverick, the ventilated seats that Ford puts in their vehicles, top notch, top notch. I really can't say good enough things about them. Just because I like driving like that, let's try a little passing. Woo! Not bad. That got up pretty quick when we're already at interstate highway speeds. Pretty impressive. And although I am very critical of this SUV's lack of cushy ride, I feel like I should be driving on a pillow for how much this thing costs. That doesn't neglect the fact that it drives nice. It does handle nice for a basically 5,000 pound bus. And although, again, it doesn't soak up the bumps as much as I'd like it to, I do find that it's very responsive in the steering. It's very smooth. It's a very smooth operator. Like, it feels like you're driving that early 90s Lincoln town car that everybody's grandparents had. It has that level of smoothness. Now, to demonstrate some of that, this is roughly a quarter throttle. And I don't think I'm giving it any more than that. Right up to speed. No problem. No problem. Now, I might not be the biggest fan of the EcoBoost powertrains, but you cannot argue the power that these things are putting out these days. This one in particular, 380 horsepower, all kinds of torque. The turbos come on pretty quick, and once they do, you're right in the meat of all the power, and it is there at every inch of the rev range. And don't get me wrong, I understand perfectly well that not everybody's going to be using the loud pedal in this thing every chance they get. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. But anyway, let's just lie to each other and say we won't. So when we aren't doing that, what does this thing have to offer? 7 seats and a pile of comfy space. And that's really what you're after in a car like this. In the driving position, you have all kinds of space. All the creature comforts on the side here. Lots here. Screen, which again, I said very handy. Large cup holder. Massive space right in there. More cup holders. More cup holders, because that's what it's all about. Tons of seat on the passenger side. Easy to get to for that. You can reach everything. Outrageous amounts of room for the back seat passengers here. Heated seats, all the good stuff there. more cup holders, and essentially it feels like you're in the back of a crew cab truck. Like me and you got a small kid. Space for you to be right beside them. Space all around you, cup holders. No complaints. Very hard for you to find a spot inside the Ford Expedition that is not comfortable, and I'm going to say even spacious for that matter. And last but not least, if you liked this video, and especially if you hated it, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks again. See you on the next one.